Hello, my name is Michael Young. Today I'm working with Ontario Pork to present to you a few merchandising ideas for some less developed cuts here in Canada. The one that I'm going to talk about today is collar butt, or the Catarosa. I want to show you how to produce one from a Boston butt or a shoulder butt. Now there are a couple of things that you should pay attention to on a shoulder butt. And the first one is that this particular side, along the back side where the animal comes together, there is a blood vessel that sometimes still has some blood in it. And the reason you want to take that out is if blood is cooked, it tends to turn black. The second area of concern is the corner piece of the shoulder butt that actually is closer to the neck. There are some glands that should be removed. Sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. It's the Thymus gland. If the gland happens to be there, remove it. Now, to produce the collar butt, I'm simply going to find the flap. This is the subscapular flap or chuck flap. I'm just going to find that, and I'm going to follow the natural seam down to approximately where the blade would have ended. And then I'm just going to square it off. I've separated the shoulder butt now from the collar butt to the top blade. You'll notice this back fat strip. In some markets, this strip is required as part of the specification. For this application, I'm going to trim it down to about 1/8 of an inch. There is a Canadian specification for a slightly shorter version of this, and it's called a capicola butt. So I've now separated the two, and I'm going to merchandise this both North American style and Japanese style. But before we merchandise the Catarosa, I'm just going to finish off the top blade muscle. This part of the shoulder is actually quite flavorful, quite lean, and as you can see, there's enough meat here left to make a nice little roast. So I've produced a rather nice little boneless shoulder butt roast. The most popular cut that is made from this particular muscle group is just simple steaks, boneless steaks or chops. And what you will notice is when you cut each chop, the muscles change because it's not one single muscle, it's many muscles coming together as it begins the complex that holds up the head of the animal. The next thing I'd like to show you is a slight variation of that, and I see this quite a bit, a boneless country style version of that. And that's made similar to the steak, except that it's cut in more smaller, manageable pieces. So quite often you'll see it cut into 4s or 8s even, and presented in smaller pieces that can be grilled, barbecued, very flavorful. So this is a boneless country style shoulder from Ontario Pork. The third item I'd like to show you is something that's very popular in Japan. They refer to this as Yakiniku, and that's produced by cutting the butt into smaller, more manageable pieces, and then they'll slice theirs anywhere from 4 to 6 millimeters. They like the small pieces because they cook very quickly, they're easy to manage on the grill, and they carry a lot of flavor. Yakiniku Style. Another very popular application for this very same cut is called Shabu Shabu, and that's very thin slices of meat that can be cooked in a broth or water. The quality of the product is always about the same. It's sliced between 2 and 3 millimeters, and they're simply dipped into the water. Now another application for this very same cut is called, they say kiryotoshi. Kiryotoshi means stir-frying pieces. As a stir-fry item, very, very delicious. So today we created 2 boneless roasts. We created some nice steaks. We created some boneless country style shoulder pieces, and also thin sliced steaks for yakiniku or barbecue style, all created from a boneless shoulder butt. For more information about retail and food service programs to support your business, visit ontariopork.com. Thank you.